Welcome back to Better Preparedness. If you're new to the channel, well, welcome. If you're a return viewer, hey, thanks a lot for watching. This is about how often you actually see some of the bigger animals in wilderness Canada. I'm in the wilderness. I'm sure if you can see that. There's not much around here. I am on this rocky outcrop because someone a long time ago put a picnic table here. At least it's got me out of the forest in terms of the bugs. So I'm going to give this a go, but it is very windy, and the same type of storm system that hit me yesterday on the bike, I have a feeling could well end up hitting me today. Just going to try to make this quick. But when you think of Canada, you think of a variety of large animals that you see on TV and see in videos, and might get a bit sunny, and namely, you know, the black bear, for example, or the grizzly. But Canada is a huge, absolutely huge country, kind of like the size of a continent, and so you've got an incredible diversity. Right now I'm in central Canada. I'm in Ontario, in a very rural part of Ontario, but not far north Ontario, because that's a different setting of wilderness altogether. But I wanted to talk to you about how often you actually see the big stuff, maybe moose, deer, coyotes, wolves, or whatever it is. The answer is not often. But the funny thing is, about 20 meters into my run today, I look up, and about 30 or 40 meters away from me, up the road, is a black bear cub. And it was just about to have completed walking across the road. And I have to say, I only have black bear encounters 1 to 2 or 3 times max per summer. Now remember, black bears hibernate through the winter months. Once there's a fair bit of snow on the ground, they create their den. That's where they have their young when they hibernate, so they're sleeping. So you don't see them very often. But the density of animals is really not what you think of when you think of the African savannah, where you have lots of zebras and impalas and all kinds of stuff. Where I think you have a lot more animals per square kilometer than here. Here, well, everything's in motion, right? It doesn't matter what kind of animal. These animals cover a lot of distance every day. They don't just stay stationary, especially if they're trying to avoid being eaten. Now, let's talk about deer. Well, deer are very present, and again, they're in motion. They can sleep a bit more during the daytime, and the biggest risk for deer is hitting them when you're in a car, especially in the morning and in the late afternoon, early evening. That's when you have a bigger chance of seeing the deer. But you do see them in the bush, and the thing is that when you startle them, they've got very good ears and probably smell. They make a fair ruckus when they skedaddle into the, they're trying to get away from you because they have no idea what you're up to. So deer, you definitely see near the roads and crossing roads. Remember, sometimes it's not that they're walking along the roads for long distances. It's just these animals' territories cover various roads, and so they have to often cross these roads. So don't be surprised, like that black bear cub I saw just 20 minutes ago was simply crossing the road. It wasn't walking along the road. But what concerned me a lot is when I see a black bear cub like that, is where's the mama? Is the mama ahead of the black bear cub? Is the mama a bit separate? Maybe a few minutes behind? Where is it? Like, that kind of freaks me out. I'd kind of like to know where the mama bear is if I see a cub like that, because if not, you're kind of guessing. And so I gave it a good 5 to 10 minutes, and I was downwind. So you'll remember from the black bear video, and I'll put a link to that. In the black bear video, I mentioned how there's a difference between being upwind or downwind from the bear. I was quite downwind, and the cub didn't see me, so it just continued walking. So that was good. But moose, well, unless you're in a big national park or provincial park, moose populations have certainly shrunken, and there's some disease elements that are shrinking the population. So I rarely ever see moose in this region. I sometimes see moose tracks. There was one dead moose a couple of years ago, not too far from here, that people went and took a look at the skeleton, which was, I think, devoured by various omnivores and carnivores. But coyotes, well, coyotes again, you don't see them very often. And like I said in the black bear video, a lot of these animals don't want to have anything to do with you. And when you're on foot, when you're running or walking or you're cycling, you have a chance, you're moving much more slowly, and you have so much of a chance more to interact or hear these animals or be heard perhaps. When you're in a car, I think you're quite often oblivious. There's far more animals out there than you actually realize. It's just you go by in a blur if you're going by at 60 or 80 or 100 kilometers an hour. So quite often I'm sure you just miss a lot of the animals, because sometimes I'll look off in a field or a marsh and I'll see something that no motorist would have seen because they're just moving far too quickly, but someone who's walking or paddling or whatever it is will see that. I guess wolves, well, wolves are around, I guess, but not very much in this area. If you inquire, ask local businesses and representatives what animals they tend to see or how often they see those animals. I've never seen a wolf in this area, but there certainly are coyotes, and I've seen some coyotes as well. Raccoons and skunks, well, you don't see them very often, but they can be around if people have been leaving garbage. And like a lot of things, as I mentioned in the bear video, there's a big difference between problem animals and wild animals. Problem animals are ones that have gotten used to garbage. Well, here's for a bit of your entertainment purposes. Yesterday we got a huge amount of rain, I know, because I got stuck in it while I was on a 6-hour ride to get up to this area. But, jeez, I don't know if you can see the bugs, but they are, alright, let me make this quick. Yesterday there was a big rain. So today I can see that there are ATV trails, the ATVs and, you know, four-wheelers, whatever you want to call them, have been through here. So they really stirred up the loose dirt, which also tends to record a lot of animal movements. And especially when you get a mud puddle like this, it tends to record if anything's been through here, you know, this particular spot. And so yesterday the rain was about 22 hours ago. Just checking to see. So this type of really fresh mud, soft ground, tends to record animal footprints. Making sure there isn't anything around me while I'm looking at this. So nothing really seems to have come through here. But this gives you a good idea of what is coming through the area. Jeez, the bugs. I don't know if you can see these behind me. These bugs are enjoying me. So it's a tricky thing. I think the most important thing is you can be on alert and not wearing headphones and just be scanning, not being paranoid, just scanning around and making sure that you can hear something at the earliest opportunity, that you can see it. And when I'm out on a solo trail run like this, I've got a little ways to go here, so I'm going to get back on the trail. But just be careful, have people know where you are. Biggest danger for me, hopefully it's not those two bears that were very close to where I started my run, but it's this darkening sky. And if I have an hour-ish of running to go, I have a feeling the darkish sky is going to be one of my biggest dangers. Well, keep safe. Thanks for watching Better Preparedness. And what is the kind of animal you would like to see in Canada? If you could choose an animal that you would like to see, well, what would it be? Alright, put it in the comment section below. If you like that video, click that thumbs up and click the like and subscribe button. And well, thanks for watching Better Preparedness. Take care. And it's time to get back on my trail run. Stay tuned. Thanks a lot for watching.